The second I saw the colorful retro camp aesthetic of this show, I knew they'd be Yellowfoot. I'm Green Tea Gal, and I'm on the case. In this episode of Cute Quickie, let me tell you about the homoerotic undercurrent of Muteki, the dancing hero. So Muteki is that playful, costumed hero defeats monster of the week type show, starring soft boy Muteki, who literally dances his problems away. And DJ, his live-in boyfriend, daddy, chef, partner. You know what, let's circle back to that. MZ and DJ battle colorful music-inspired demons that brainwash or enslave concert-goers. I believe it's a metaphor for capitalism. The boys meet shortly after DJ peeps Muteki solving a local dispute with the power of choreography. DJ introduces himself by whispering into Muteki's ear and decides then and there that it's their destiny to join forces. Which of course they do, almost immediately. DJ, living up to his name, uses his sick beats and shoots tiny, wriggling versions of himself at Muteki to bring out his heroic potential and save the day. Okay, I know we're supposed to look the other way on the anime logic of transformations, but does this hurt? Does this feel good? He yells every time and I legit can't tell. But thanks to Tri-Cornered Window, I'm way more okay with guys using other guys' bodies as living weapons than I ever thought I'd be. I could probably go on and on about how many tokusatsu hero shows have low-key homoerotic roots, but Muteking kicks it up a notch by A, taking place in San Francisco, and B, adding a dash of something you don't see in anime a whole lot. Camp! If you're unfamiliar, well, you really only need rewatch the stock footage from Sarazanmai. But basically, camp was a theatrical, ostentatious, and exaggerated aesthetic typically associated with gay men and largely, if indirectly, meant as a sign of sexual deviance. It's 2022 and that still relevant. At me. So immediately after Muteki and DJ use their camp-themed heroism to save concertgoers, DJ is so moved by their synergy, he gloms onto Muteki and kind of never lets go. Soon after, DJ finds out where he lives and has already moved into his house before Muteki even got home that same day. There's an abuela currently living with him already, for probably no other reason than to help this setup seem a little less gay. Speaking of misdirection, there's a subplot where the anime tries to pretend they're fighting over a waitress at a diner the MC likes to frequent. Sure, I buy Muteki and DJ genuinely find her attractive. So you might be thinking, alright, he's got eyes on her too, he's probably just jealous. And I could buy that if DJ didn't keep saying to him like this.
あの子はやめとけ。なんで？もっとお前には会ったやつがいるぜ。はあ？俺とかな。すぐ DJ はそうやってふざけて。
I honestly don't know how else we're supposed to interpret that. They hit a snag in episode 7 and try to rekindle their passion for music by putting themselves in passionate situations. Apparently sharing a couple's bath is supposed to do that. Then there's the car scene where DJ pretends to be his smitten waifu on a date. Moments like these are always played for laughs like most #NoHomo content, but there's a lot of these kinds of jokes. And circling back, what they are to each other is nebulous as f***. Sometimes they're Ozzy and Harriet, cohabitating and at least attempting to share the chores. Sometimes they're friends bumming around San Francisco. Sometimes they're work friends, honing whatever passes for their craft. Sometimes they're partners trying to protect the city as best they can, and sometimes they're boyfriends in a toxic relationship.
もしかして盗み見監視ストーカー？
お前の父親代わりとしては見守るのが大切なわけで、デートにもわざわざ付き添ってやったろ。父さんって呼んでもいいぞ。
ただ邪魔しに来ただけじゃないか。
そんなにムキになるなって。俺がハートブレイクなお前の心を癒してやるよ。
どこまで付きまとってんだよ。気持ち悪い、最低、最悪、最悪。
父さんの胸を貸してやってもいいぞ。
なんなんだよ。
They have their biggest lovers quarrel yet, and MC decides he understandably doesn't want to work with him anymore. Muteki cools his head down pretty quick, but then worries that he really will be replaced. He actually gets jealous when it looks like DJ is on a date, having immediately gone to Wine and Dine Sticking, the local perpetually sparkling ikemen, in the hopes that he'll be his new partner in heroism. So, about Sticking. He's appeared a few times, but all he ever does is utter a few words and flash a dazzling smile. Sticking's name is a literal play on words for sticky, for wonderful. He's Mr. Perfect 24/7, and treated like a white whale you see once in a while. He mainly exists to be a beautiful guardian angel who inspires both awe and jealousy in the more plain Jane MC. He just pops up whenever, and even when DJ or Muteki expect to see a hot babe, it's just Sticking again.
おや、ユウたちも
Muteking is basically a Hello Nurse character, even when in pop culture this type of role is almost always played by a woman, especially in shows aimed at straight men. The fact that it's not should tell you something. See also the Faraway Paladin. MC Will has an elf husbando co-star, when all anime cliche would dictate this role be played by a waifu. Since the no homo is getting out of hand, the anime attempts to ship Muteking with Ida. It's the typical simping, and eventually a date at an amusement park, but it all feels very obligatory. In the end, Ida turns out to be an android and implied not to be a shipping option for him anymore. And even when she does take on her true evil form, Muteking can only be with her when he's in a delusional state. And that kinda says it all, really. I mean, damn, he literally turns into tar. In episode 11, she shows up for one last hurrah after Idol and Diner Ida merge to form Ida 2.0. She essentially rescues herself and does a somewhat out of place song and dance. But just in case you thought that hetero ship had a leg to stand on, even for a frigid woman, Ida's story is extra sad. She's supposed to be the love interest, but her character is merely used and discarded while still feeling completely token. She deactivates Muteki's arms soon after. Narrative-wise, her death is the equivalent of,
oh no! Anyway.
The hetero romance is, and always was, just kind of lip service. The dynamic between Muteki and DJ is the meat and potatoes of this anime, and like most romances, they go through hardship. And Big Sis Vivi's advice for the dynamic duo to recapture their faded chemistry? Play catch. Picturing catcher being a well-worn analogy for who catches the deer during gay sex. Muteki learns things only work out when they work together. DJ puts his worries to rest, and their hard-to-pin-down relationship can return to its weird status quo.
俺とお前は運命共同体。お前の代わりなんて見つけられねえよ。
You'd think that'd be the end of the what are we subplot, but they keep making an effort to figure out what they are to each other. In episode 7, MC finally comes to the brilliant conclusion that the man who decided to live with him and feels like he's been waiting forever just to meet him is indeed his friend. Baby steps, guys. So the final conflict of the season goes with the defeat the bad guy and save the princess trope. Except DJ is the one that falls into the damsel in distress role, not Ida. He even gets the disaster queen treatment, i.e. when someone very close to the MC gets brainwashed into being a sudden villain. He's even shirtless for good measure. BL anime trope number 3 kicks in, and it's his childhood memories of his time with Muteki that snap him out of it. Showed him Muteki having come to rescue a bully DJ before getting his ass beat himself. Well, it's the thought that counts.
あいつは俺のヒーロー。
For some reason, suction kisses from Big Sis Vivi are also a big help. Said kisses that are only heard and not shown because it's too awkward to let the audience see where he's putting his mouth exactly. Anyway, now as adults, DJ comes to Muteki's rescue, and they have another romantic moment under the sea. Not sure how, don't question it. But the bad guy still needs defeating, so the boys dig deep and do exactly what they've been doing this whole season. Except this time, Muteki reaches his final form, and they merge to become Crystal Muteking. So they're both able to be Muteki and fight as one entity in 2 bodies. They reform the bad guy and brighten the darkened world with dancing and rainbows. So many rainbows. But hey, they're just best buddies and absolutely nothing else. Anyway, that is it from me. If you like this weird ass video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and here's to another year of only the finest Fujo bait. Bye for now.